This is breaking news from Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
The train derailed. The train was jumping off the tracks. We were like swaying. The carriage felt like it jumped the tracks and the sparks were flying.
And we are following breaking news this afternoon in chaos underground after a train derailment and power outage near the 125th Street subway station. Several people have been hurt, while other passengers were trapped in the dark in the tunnels and forced to walk out on the tracks. And good afternoon to you. I'm Liz Cho. Charlene is off today.
I'm David Navarro. This is what we know so far. 7 people suffered minor injuries after this derailment. One car of the A train jumped the tracks near 125th Street station, triggering a power outage that stopped service and stranded some passengers on the A, the B, the C, and the D line.
Yeah, and take a look at this video a viewer posted from inside a dark A train after that power went out. Another rider shared this photo of the subway door open in the middle of the tunnel. And this video shows strap hangers walking on the tracks in the pitch black after getting stuck on the train.
And right now, as we said, the derailment impacting service on 4 lines, the A, the B, the C, and the D line. We will run down the changes for you coming up shortly. And here is a live look from Newscopter 7. We're going to try and get that for you. You can see it right here, all the fire trucks, all the first responders on the scene.
Nowhere, the train just started going up and down, jumping the track up and down, side to side. You know, you could see sparks outside the window. People were, and it was like one of those disaster movies.
The train was jumping off the tracks. We were like swaying. The carriage felt like it jumped the tracks and the sparks were flying. The electricity went off. We just didn't know what was going on. We really felt like we were going to die, actually.
I saw the power went off, the train started jumping up and down, people were jumping up and down in their seats, and it was just chaotic and traumatizing.
As we said, it was chaos underground. Eyewitness News reporter Kimberly Richardson is live at the scene and joins us now with the very latest. Kim.
Well, Liz, we're here at 125th Street and St. Nicholas. Let me show you what's going on. This entire stretch of 125th Street is still filled with emergency vehicles, all because of what happened just before 10 o'clock this morning. I want you to take a look at some cell phone video. This is one of the cars of that train. It was filled with smoke, and passengers were trying to cover their noses and mouths so they could breathe. Now, officials say it appears a southbound A train, as it was pulling into the 125th Street station. For some reason, the emergency brake was activated. That caused 2 of the cars of that train to hit the wall and derail. They jumped the tracks. Of course, everyone was super nervous. They had no idea what was going on. Luckily, the train wasn't going very fast, but because of that, officials had to shut the power down. That meant passengers had to walk from car to car in the dark. I spoke with several people moments after they got off the disabled train. Okay, guys, we don't have that sound for you. We'll have it for you later. But again, back here live, a picture at 125th Street. You see lots of firefighters here. You have NYPD. This is one of the command centers, one of the staging areas here. You see crews trying to get a hand on this. Again, folks, officials are looking into why that emergency brake was pulled, why it was activated. That, of course, caused this derailment. At least 7 people were told were hurt, but luckily all of those injuries are minor. We'll have much more for you coming up later in the show. For now, we're live in Harlem. Kimberly Richardson, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
All right, Kimberly, thank you very much. Well, MTA Chairman Joe Lhota just wrapped up a news conference a few minutes ago. Investigative reporter Jim Hoffer continues our coverage. He is also at the scene, and he's got a closer look at what exactly went wrong today. Jim.
Well, you know, officials are saying this was a minor derailment, but believe me, as you talk to those passengers on the subway, nothing minor about being trapped inside a subway car as it fills with smoke. Also, nothing minor about what seems to be an increasing number of subway close calls. Shortly before noon, as a packed southbound A train approached the 125th Street station in Harlem, the subway train started to jerk and jump.
It felt like the train was jumping. I'm like, this is serious, you know? And all of a sudden, I saw what I thought was a flash or an explosion. I'm not sure. It all happened so quick, and then all the power went off. The train stopped. People started screaming. It was chaos.
For at least the third time in recent days, subway riders were left scrambling once again to try and evacuate a disabled train. As smoke started to spread through the cars, passengers, for a time, said they seemed trapped.
It was scary, you know. You're thinking all these things while you're going through this. We're thinking, why won't this open? This should be, accessible, easily accessible and open, and to get on the tracks just in case a scenario like this happens. And it did happen, and we could not get off the train, without kicking doors open or breaking windows.
It appears that the wheels on two train cars came off the track as it approached the station. What caused the minor derailment is now the focus of yet another investigation into a subway mishap. Speed is not likely to blame, but maintenance could be.
A southbound A train just outside the 125th Street station went into brakes in emergency. That means the emergency brakes automatically went on. The train bucked forward, it bucked backwards, and in the process of doing that, there are 8 cars on this train. 2 of the cars derailed. They scraped the side of the wall.
So that's a real key clue there, the emergency brake going on. And the issue with that is that it could be maintenance, could be a lack of maintenance, but it also could be just a mechanical problem. But the third possibility, when an emergency brake kicks in, sometimes that's because a train runs a signal red light. And you might recall a few months ago, we did an investigation into an increasing number of subway cars running red lights. We don't know if that's the case here, but that's another possible scenario. Right now, we're live in West Harlem, Jim Hoffer, Channel 7. Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Jim. And as you can imagine, this is having some impact on service disruptions right now. On the A line, service suspended between J Street, Metro Tech, and 207th Street in both directions. On the B line, service is suspended between Brighton Beach and 145th Street in both directions. On the C line, again, service suspended between Euclid Avenue and 168th Street, again, both directions. And on the D line, service between 42nd Street and 161st Street suspended in both directions, but there is a shuttle D train service between 161st Street and 205th Street in both directions. Now, there are also, keep in mind, changes on the E, F, and M lines, and we have posted all the disruptions on our news app, ABC7NY. There's a lot to go through. We'll keep you updated throughout this newscast. Eyewitness News reporter A.J. Ross will be joining us live coming up at 12:30 with much more.
We're going to turn now to the other news of the day, and we're going to begin this afternoon with the weather and some potentially severe weather rolling through this afternoon. We're talking about spotty and potentially violent thunderstorms heading our way. Meteorologist Jeff Smith is in for Bill Evans this afternoon. He's tracking it all from the Weather Center. Jeff.
Yeah, Liz, it's a situation where you want to keep an eye to the sky, especially north of New York City, for potentially gusty thunderstorms that could even contain some hail. 71 degrees right now as we take a shot over toward lower Manhattan from Brooklyn. Check out that radar. And we have the rainfall from this morning still affecting extreme eastern parts of Long Island by the South Fork. West of the city, some more shower and thunderstorm activity forming west of our viewing area into eastern Pennsylvania, and then we zoom things off to the west and north. And this piece of energy right here is pretty vigorous. You see it spinning around here on the radar satellite right near Buffalo. This will be diving into our area during the course of the afternoon, and with enough instability in place, with temperatures warming up just enough, there can be some strong thunderstorms developing, especially north of New York City. That's why the Severe Storms Prediction Center has put a marginal risk of severe storms basically from northeastern Westchester up through Fairfield and Putnam, northeastern Orange, Ulster, Dutchess, even parts of Sullivan County here in New York. Temperatures in the low 70s right now. The warmer they get before those potential storms move in, the stronger the storms could get in terms of the strong winds and the hail. So a thunder shower in spots during the afternoon. Not everyone is going to get a storm, but if you're unlucky enough to get one, it could be on the gusty side, maybe some small hail. The best shot at that happening north of New York City. And then we have a couple of delightful days shaping up, followed by a big warm-up, eventually 90-degree heat along with humidity. And your AccuWeather 7-day forecast, we'll have that coming up. Liz?
All right, Jeff, I'll take it. Remember, you can get the AccuWeather forecast, live radar, and alerts anytime with our Eyewitness News AccuWeather app. Liz?
All right, we're going to turn to politics now. And the Senate Republican health care bill is in jeopardy this afternoon. GOP lawmakers are trying to push forward with a vote on health care before the July 4th recess as the White House puts pressure on the Republican senators who are still undecided. Those defections may mean that the bill does not even make it to the floor. ABC's Lana Zach is live in Washington with the very latest from there. Lana.
Hi there, Liz. You put it exactly right. The White House is trying desperately to right this ship. And even at this very minute, the president is meeting with one of the most vocal critics against the health care bill, Republican Senator Rand Paul.
I won't vote to proceed to it unless the bill changes.
Today, the Senate Republican health care bill seems to be on life support.
So how you put all this together and get to 50 is going to be very tough, and the CBO score doesn't help any.
With Democrats united in opposition, the GOP can only afford to lose 2 votes. But today, 6 Republicans are on the record saying they cannot support this bill. And some Republicans are taking their opposition one step further, threatening to prevent it from even being debated on the Senate floor. Moderate Republican Susan Collins tweeting, "I want to work with my GOP and Dem colleagues to fix the flaws in ACA. CBO analysis shows Senate bill won't do it. I will vote no on MTP." MTP short for motion to proceed. It's a necessary step before the bill could even be considered. Democrats taking to the Capitol steps overnight in protest.
Well, I'll tell you right now, this craven, evil bill, it's not about going together. It's about leaving people behind.
The nonpartisan CBO score estimates 22 million more Americans will become uninsured over the next decade under this plan. 15 million more uninsured next year alone. But Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell plans to push through a vote this week.
So unless we act, more Americans will be left trapped, forced by Obamacare to buy insurance, but left without the means to actually do so.
But even though things look pretty bad for the Republican bill at the moment, House Leader Paul Ryan cautions that nobody should bet against McConnell, in his words. And the vice president is putting on his own charm offensive, inviting undecided Republican senators over for dinner tonight. Reporting live from Washington, Lana Zach, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Lana. We're going to go back to our breaking news. Fire Commissioner Daniel Nigro right now briefing reporters on that derailment in Harlem. Let's listen in.
Transport them. So that's where we are right now. Our members will be slowly wrapping up and reducing the number of people here, and this will eventually be left to the MTA to figure out how to get the trains moving again.
Commissioner, what did you see down there?
Well, I was not personally down there, so I'm the wrong person to ask, but we can find out from someone.
Commissioner, how did the passengers end up on the tracks? Did they get off the tracks themselves, or were they directed to by train or?
We believe they said the people that ended up on the track self-evacuated.
So is that a good thing? Bad thing? Do you recommend
it's a very dangerous thing to be on the tracks.
The nature of the smoke, where it came from?
The smoke was a small amount of rubbish that were on the tracks. When the train derailed, I suppose sparks from the derailing set that on fire, causing a small amount of smoke. That was taken care of right away. The main issue here was the number of people below ground, the train's not moving, and having to get them up.
For the firefighters to be walking on the track with the third rail still alive?
I think we got the power shut off so that the people will be safe down there, our people, and certainly the people using mass transit. So operating below grade is never comfortable. It's not comfortable for those who are evacuating, nor for the police officers and firefighters down there.
Were most of the injuries related to the smoke, or were they uncovered?
We'll find out a list of the injuries. I'm assuming people are down there. It's hot. It's a little smoky. It's difficult to walk on the track, so it's a combination of what you may expect. Not really. That is the MTA said they have to determine what damage the derailment did to the tracks, and then they'll be able to determine their course of action.
How long did the evacuation take?
Well, what time is it now? Took over an hour, for sure. Well over an hour.
Commissioner, can you describe what you're doing now, what the MTA and why it's doing right now, what we're seeing happening behind you?
Let me turn around and see. Well, most of our members will be leaving pretty soon. Their evacuation is done. We still have our EMS personnel evaluating some of the people that were brought up.
Commissioner, you said 500 people.
You've been listening to Fire Commissioner Dan Nigro briefing the media on the situation with the subway derailment and power outage near 125th Street. As you can see right there on our screen right now, they've updated the number of people injured. 34 people suffered some minor injuries. They were trying to describe the conditions down there. A lot of them injured from the hot, smoky conditions underground and the difficulty of walking in the pitch black along the subway trains. The big issue right now is the MTA still has to determine the damage to the tracks before it can determine when service will be up and running.
As a result, that's going to cause some major disruptions to the A, the B, the C, the D line, and other lines as well. And we've put all that information at ABC7NY to give you an updated list of how you can get around as they try to come to terms of what exactly happened in this accident.
We will be right back.
Some create a crazy mix of sun and thunderstorms, gusty winds, even hail. That means an AccuWeather alert. The Eyewitness News weather team is tracking it all. Plus, could it all end in a heat wave? Download the AccuWeather app and stay with Channel 7 Eyewitness News and ABC7NY.
Do you have bad credit? Is it a problem getting a car loan for any reason? We can help at Hudson Hyundai in Jersey City. No matter what your credit past, there can be a new car in your future at Hudson Hyundai. Tier 1 customers can drive home any new Hyundai, like a new 2017 Santa Fe, for just $68 down. That's right, $68 down delivers any brand new 2017 Santa Fe. This is the real deal. Get to Hudson Hyundai. Call 1-800-721-8538 for pre-approval right now.
Every 2 seconds, someone's identity is stolen. Vigilance against scammers is our #1 weapon. Protect yourself and your savings with the AARP Fraud Watch Network. Learn more at abc7ny.com/AARP Fraud Watch.
Remember this?
Yes. Another bad report card.
I hate school.
We grounded you, got tutors.
You think I want to fail? That was us 20 years ago. Do you remember the fight?
Yes. Then we went to Huntington.
Things really turned around for you. Now your son really needs it.
You're right, Mom.
When your child is struggling in school, no matter what his or her age, Huntington can help. Get help now. Call 1-800-CAN-LEARN and save $100. 1-800-CAN-LEARN.
The biggest battle in TV history. Get your game on.
It's going to be epic. Ladies and gentlemen, that was tough to watch.
Thursday.
Battle of the Network Stars
Is on. 100 stars. Basketball. Tennis. The dunk tank.
Dunk tank.
Now with this hair, tug of war.
I'm the strongest. And
Run relay.
I'm calling my agent. Goodbye.
Battle of the Network Stars premieres Thursday, 9/8 Central, part of ABC's Summer Fun and Games.
A man is facing reckless endangerment and reckless driving charges after police say he struck a mother and her 3 children. Police say 62-year-old Albert Gomez hit the family yesterday in Muncie while they were walking along the side of a highway in Rockland County. This happened along Route 59, where there are no sidewalks. The crash left a 3-month-old boy in critical condition. Gomez is being held on $150,000 bail.
Well, the grandson of late mobster John Gotti is expected to plead guilty today in federal court in downtown Brooklyn. 23-year-old John J. Gotti is accused of a bank robbery and arson after a road rage confrontation in Queens. Vincent Asaro and Matthew Rula are also in court facing similar charges. 2 years ago, Asaro beat charges in the legendary Lufthansa heist that was depicted in the movie Goodfellas.
Well, new at noon, NBA star Matt Barnes pleaded guilty for his role in a fight at a Chelsea club in December. The Golden State Warriors forward appeared in court in Lower Manhattan today. He was sentenced to 10 days of community service. Barnes is expected back in court in August.
Well, we continue to follow the breaking news this afternoon. That subway train derails in Harlem. The number of injuries is now up to 34. People suffered minor injuries. Service on several lines is still affected. We're going to have the very latest on how it's going to impact your commute coming up. But we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Knock, knock. When people come into your house, they're just like, it's our At Home With show. Take a look inside Carla Hall's tasty new home chicken inside. Boom. Next, Rachel. Tomorrow morning at 10 on ABC 7.
Closed captioning is sponsored by Raymore and Flanagan. For the closest location, visit RaymoreFlanagan.com.
Eligible for Medicare? That's a good thing. But it doesn't cover everything. Only about 80% of your Part B medical expenses. The rest is up to you. So consider an AARP Medicare Supplement Insurance Plan, insured by United Healthcare Insurance Company. Like any of these types of plans, they pick up some of what Medicare doesn't pay and could really save you in out-of-pocket medical costs. Call United Healthcare Insurance Company today to request a free decision guide to help you better understand what Medicare is all about and which AARP Medicare Supplement plan works best for you. With these types of plans, you'll be able to visit any doctor or hospital that accepts Medicare patients. Plus, there are no networks and no referrals needed. There's a range of plans to choose from, too. And your coverage goes with you when you travel, anywhere in the country. Join the millions who have already enrolled in the only Medicare supplement insurance plans endorsed by AARP, an organization serving the needs of people 50 and over, and provided by United Healthcare Insurance Company, which has over 30 years of experience behind it. Apply for a Medicare supplement insurance plan anytime you want. Call United Healthcare today. Remember, Medicare supplement insurance helps pay some of what Medicare doesn't. These kinds of plans could save you in out-of-pocket medical costs. You'll be able to choose any doctor who accepts Medicare patients, and there are no referrals needed. So don't wait. Call United Healthcare now to request your free decision guide. This easy-to-understand guide will answer some of your questions and help you find the AARP Medicare Supplement plan that's right for you.
Eyewitness News needs your help to protect our children. Have you seen Marcus? ABC 7 and your Tri-State Ford dealers thank you for helping protect our children.
It's lovely out there right now, but it's going to change for some folks. Not everyone's going to see rain today.
Not everyone's going to get wet, but if you're unlucky enough to fall under one of these thunderstorms, expect gusty winds, maybe even some small hail. I mean, cold enough temperatures in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere to produce hail.
That's ugly rain.
We head outside right now and check out that shot. As Liz was saying, it doesn't look bad out there at all as we look over toward the sheep meadow in Central Park. Just some fair weather clouds, but those will build during the course of the afternoon. And especially north of the city, there can be some strong to severe thunderstorms. Southwest wind right now coming in around 5 miles per hour. That temperature 71, got down to 60 earlier this morning. So right now, temperatures in the mid-70s south of the city, right around 70 areas off to the north and west. Let's head right to the radars, and you see that rainfall that we got this morning, which is a pretty good downpour right around daybreak, has moved all the way out onto the east end of Long Island, the South Fork being affected by that now. But already, all eyes are turning to the west because we have some thunderstorm activity developing in parts of the Poconos and Catskills. One thunderstorm here heading towards Sullivan County during the next 15 or 20 minutes. Even a couple of little showers developing near the Delaware Water Gap and northwestern parts of Orange County. But the main show here is this vigorous piece of upper-level energy, which will be rotating on through here during the afternoon hours. And this is our high-resolution guidance through the afternoon, showing thunderstorms popping up. Any of these could be on the strong side. You can see they're mainly focused north of New York City, but I wouldn't be completely shocked if a couple of these make it down into the 5 boroughs and even parts of the Jersey Shore. It's out onto Long Island probably after the evening commute. So a couple of storms could be affecting the New York City area or near northern western suburbs right during the commute. So here's your AccuWeather forecast for the rest of today. Partly sunny, a thunder shower in spots. Could be on the strong side, especially north, 78. It's partly cloudy and comfy tonight. Any thunderstorm activity early dying off. We're down to about 62. Pleasant tomorrow, the high getting up to 79 under a lot of sunshine. Really great day shaping up for tomorrow. A bit warmer on Thursday. Humidity still not too bad, 83, and then it becomes warm. It becomes muggy on Friday. It could be an afternoon thunder shower, 88. We're 90 on Saturday with a lot of humidity out there. The more active half of the weekend would be Sunday, though. A couple of thunderstorms out there, 85. We're 86 on Monday.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Sounds like summer.
That's right.
Thanks, Jeff.
Well, coming up, we'll have the latest breaking details on that subway derailment in Harlem. We now know at least 34 people were injured. We'll go back to the scene for the latest details on what happened and how it will impact your commute.
Stay
with ABC7 this afternoon, starting with The Chew, then Millionaire, right this minute, and General Hospital, followed by New York's #1 news. Channel 7 Eyewitness News, first at 4. And it's all right here, only on ABC7.
And number on the back is... Yeah, I'm going to have to call you back.
We understand people lose things.
There you go, Sarah. Hold on to this one.
Thank you.
Sarah?
So at TD Bank, you can replace a lost debit card instantly.
Yep, that's mine.
Don't just bank. Bank human.
Cirque du Soleil invites you to immerse yourself in the world teeming with joy and amazement. OVO. Starting July 5th in Brooklyn and August 30th in Uniondale. Buy now and get the best prices at cirquedusoleil.com.
Celebrate Brooklyn with Channel 7.
The best venue in New York.
It blew me away.
It's the Bricks Celebrate Brooklyn Festival.
This is amazing. Good time celebrating Brooklyn.
Check out this week's hot lineup. Get the full schedule at ABC7NY.
When you're older, you want to look younger. When you're younger, you want to look older. But if you're a paving stone, you want to stay just as you are. And you can. If you're a Cambridge paver with Armortech. Only Cambridge pavers are made with Armortech, a unique process that produces a rich color and stays new looking for years to come. What do I know about not aging? I'm actually 145. I'm kidding. But not about my pavers.
Cambridge paving stones with Armortech.
1 in 4 New Yorkers has high blood pressure. Are you one of them? If left uncontrolled, high blood pressure can lead to heart attack and stroke. Because high blood pressure doesn't usually have noticeable symptoms, the only way to know that you're at risk is to get your blood pressure checked regularly at your neighborhood pharmacy or doctor. Do you know what your blood pressure is? Call 311 or visit nyc.gov/health and search high blood pressure.
It starts as a surfing video.
Watch what he does.
Get the heck out. Come on.
No.
Look at that dude. See it? Next, right this minute.
Today at 2:30 on ABC7.
New York's best problem solvers fight for you and get results. Call or email 7 on your side for help. And we're always listening on social media because Channel 7 is on your side.
Well, we will learn today how much more people will have to pay for rent-stabilized apartments in New York City. The Rent Guidelines Board is expected to give final approval for an increase tonight. Tenant advocacy groups have protested the rent hike at several recent public hearings. In a preliminary vote back in April, the board recommended a 1 to 3% increase on one-year leases and a 2 to 4% increase on two-year leases.
Well, after failing to reach an agreement before summer break, state lawmakers will head back to Albany to discuss control of New York City schools. The governor called for a legislative session tomorrow afternoon to address the issue. Legislators are expected to address a bill that would extend mayoral control of schools for 1 year. The current law, which gives the mayor power over the city schools and their 1.1 million students, will expire after Friday.
Well, we're getting a new look at 2 people suspected of killing a man at a gas station in Brooklyn. Police have released these new photos of the men they believe shot and killed Keith Vereen back on June 17th. The 46-year-old from Queens was shot point blank in the chest as he pumped gas at a BP station in Crown Heights. Police say the suspects arrived and then escaped in a silver Infiniti. And take a look at this video of the damage after a vandal hit a church in Manhattan. Police say 3 religious statues were knocked over at the Shrine Church of St. Anthony in Greenwich Village. It's unclear when the vandalism happened. We're told that the Catholic Church has a large outdoor garden display that is frequently targeted by vandals. The NYPD is now investigating.
And we continue to follow breaking news. At least 34 injured after an A subway train derailed in Harlem. And coming up, passengers on board describe what happened, and we'll have the latest on how the subway service is being impacted by this all.
And the South Ferry subway station reopens today for the first time since Superstorm Sandy. We're going to take you there. Eyewitness News is coming right back.
Love to sleep? Don't miss the Snooze or Lose sales event at Raymore and Flanagan with the largest selection in the Northeast. We're your furniture and mattress destination with free next-day mattress delivery now 7 days a week. Queen mattress sets on sale for $399. Adjustable bases start at $599. And for royal treatment, save up to $1,000 on select sets. Don't lose sleep. Head to the Snooze or Lose sales event at Raymore and Flanagan, your one-stop shop for a great night's rest.
The time to talk about Alzheimer's disease is now.
More than 5 million Americans are living with Alzheimer's disease.
Of the top 10 causes of death in the U.S., Alzheimer's is the only one that can't be prevented, cured, or even slowed.
Early detection allows people to plan for the future.
June is Alzheimer's and Brain Awareness Month, and your local Good Neighbor Pharmacy is joining the fight against this disease.
For free information on the 10 warning signs from the Alzheimer's Association, visit your local Good Neighbor Pharmacy.
Fios is not cable. We're a 100% fiber optic network. Now with our new Fios gigabit connection, you get amazing download speeds up to 940 megs, 20 times faster than most people have. And the price is amazing too. For $79.99 a month online for the first year, you'll get our fastest triple play with HBO included for 2 years. Leave cable's slower internet speeds behind. So hurry up and switch to Fios gigabit connection for $79.99 with TV, HBO, and multi-room DVR service for 2 years, all with a 2-year agreement.
You're watching New York's #1 news, Channel 7 Eyewitness News at noon, with David Navarro, Shirley Nallicott, and meteorologist Bill Evans. Now, Eyewitness News continues.
And we continue to follow that breaking news on Eyewitness News. An A train derailing in Manhattan near the 125th Street stop. At least 34 people hurt, but all injuries described as non-life-threatening. The train was evacuated this morning, and it forced hundreds of strap hangers to negotiate a dark subway tunnel on foot as it filled with smoke from a fire. Right now, service suspensions are in effect on the A, the B, the C, and the D trains. Additionally, E, F, and M trains are experiencing delays.
And we want to continue our live coverage of the derailment right now. Eyewitness News reporter A.J. Ross is at the scene. She's at 125th Street and in Harlem. A.J.
Liz David, this stretch of St. Nick between 125th and 127th, it remains flooded with emergency vehicles as crews down here below continue to investigate this derailment. As you mentioned, fortunately, no one was seriously injured, but certainly a terrifying experience for those on board.
Roberto Romero was among dozens of others packed onto a southbound A train riding through Harlem Tuesday morning. When suddenly, something went terribly wrong.
All of a sudden, the train started violently shaking, and the people were screaming.
A southbound A train just outside the 125th Street station went into brakes and emergency. That means the emergency brakes automatically went on. The train bucked forward, it bucked backwards, and in the process of doing that, there are 8 cars on this train. 2 of the cars derailed. They scraped the side of the wall.
It was just before 10 a.m. when the train derailed just north of the 125th Street station, prompting screams as smoke began to fill the cars.
There's definitely a lot of smoke going around, and we were milling around trying to figure out what to do. Some people want to get out the train, but because the doors were locked, we couldn't do that.
34 people suffered minor injuries and 17 were transported to nearby hospitals, while 3 other nearby trains were evacuated by first responders.
We were able to walk through the other cars, and as we did notice that one of the floors buckled up, and then we walked further and we saw that one of the doors on the train was missing. So we don't know if it popped in or what, but it appeared that it slammed against the wall.
Now, the FDNY says 800 people were on board those trains that were affected by the derailment. That means the train that was derailed and the 3 surrounding trains immediately impacted. And I'm told 500 people actually exited onto the tracks to get back up here above ground. Live in Harlem, I'm A.J. Ross, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
All right, A.J., thanks. Let's talk about what this is doing to service. Right now, big disruptions. On the A line, service suspended between J Street, Metro Tech, 207th Street in both directions. On the B D line service suspended between Brighton Beach, 145th Street in both directions. The C line service suspended between Euclid Avenue, 168th Street, both directions again. And on the D line, service between 42nd Street and 161st Street suspended. But there is shuttle D train service between 161st Street and 205th Street in both directions. Again, this derailment is impacting several subway lines, and you can find the details on the service changes at our ABC7 NY and our free news app.
Yeah, the MTA is still trying to evaluate the damage to the tracks before they know when service will be fully up and running. Yeah. All right, I want to go ahead now and turn now to meteorologist Jeff Smith. He's in for Bill Evans, and he is tracking a whole lot of rain that is heading towards our area this afternoon. Jeff.
That's right. Nice for now, Liz and David, but we are tracking some thunderstorms already developing well north and west of the city, parts of the Poconos and Catskills, and we'll watch these kind of translate off to the east during the afternoon. Was just reading a discussion from the Severe Storms Prediction Center, and they're thinking of maybe issuing some sort of severe thunderstorm watch mainly north of New York City. We will let you know the second that happens. So if you're getting off the bus this afternoon, you're going to want to keep an eye to the sky, because right around 3 or 4 o'clock there could be some of these thunderstorms heading into New York City's near northern western suburbs. Temperatures getting into the upper 70s. We're talking 90-degree heat in the AccuWeather forecast right as we enter the month of July. We'll talk about that 7-day forecast coming up.
All right, Jeff, thanks a lot. Well, nearly 5 years after Superstorm Sandy wreaked havoc on the South Ferry subway station, it has now reopened. Back in 2012, 15 million gallons of salt water and sewage flooded into that station, destroying the electrical system. The train started running there at 6 o'clock this morning, now that it's back up and running. Up until today, commuters had been using the old South Ferry station, which only fits 5 train cars.
Well, the New York City ferry service is a bit quieter this afternoon after dozens of complaints from residents. All ferry horns have been replaced with lower volume versions. The horn's operator, named Hornblower, said the swap took place over the weekend. This after 311 reported more than 3 dozen noise complaints related to the new ferry service, just from residents in Williamsburg alone. Complaints were also reported from residents in other near ferry stops.
Well, Spectrum, the TV, internet, and phone provider, says it has restored services to nearly 60,000 customers in Queens that lost service. Now, this was one of the top stories on our news app, and Charter Communications, which owns Spectrum, says crews had to repair fiber optic cables that were damaged by vandals at 4 major hubs. Last night, some cable techs who have been on strike since March picketed at one of the repair sites.
Well, jury selection continues today in Brooklyn for the trial against Martin Shkreli. This after several prospective jurors were excused because they claimed they couldn't be impartial. During jury questioning yesterday, several potential jurors said they could ignore Shkreli's reputation. One of them called him, quote, the most hated man in America. A 34-year-old was arrested last year, you may recall, on conspiracy and other charges unrelated to the price-raising scandal.
Well, now to an onboard infant emergency. A mom feared for her baby's life as he overheated while a plane waited 2 hours to take off. This happened during a heat wave in Denver last week. The baby now recovering, and ABC's David Curley has more on what happened.
Return to gate, shortness of breath.
The Colorado mother is angry over United Airlines' response to what she says were some scary moments on a delayed flight during last week's heat wave.
We have an infant with shortness of breath. This is going to be a return to gate.
Emily France says she and her baby son were on a plane, got off during a delay, back on the jet, and another delay, with the temperature outside Denver International Airport around 90 degrees. She says there was hot air coming out of the vents while waiting to take off, and that the longer they waited, the hotter her son got. Flight attendants brought her bags of ice, she says, to help cool Owen down, and they let her stand by the open door. But then she says Owen began drifting in and out of consciousness. Fearing for the 4-month-old life, she pleaded for an ambulance.
We have an ambulance request for Bravo 61. Actually going to be on the aircraft.
She says it took a half hour to get off the jet. Overnight, Emily France telling ABC News, I stood in the front of the plane door holding my limp son as the ground crew told us they could not get us off the flight. The evacuation was chaos. I thought my child was going to die in my arms. I'm sharing Owen's story in hopes that this never happens to anyone ever again. United Airlines telling ABC News the pilot returned to the gate as our crew called for paramedics to meet the aircraft. We have reached out to our customer directly and apologized for their experience on this flight. We are actively looking into what happened. United Airlines says from the time it called for paramedics until it got the jet back to the gate and those paramedics were on board was 16 minutes. David Curley, ABC News, Reagan National Airport.
Frightening ordeal.
I can feel the panic of that poor mother. Well, a sudden surge in bear attacks in Alaska. Today, one man describes his terrifying close encounter and how his friend saved his life.
And the app that one mother credits with helping her realize that there was something wrong with her unborn baby.
Lee and Kenny is like a time bomb. Shocker. This southern piece of garbage.
Lee told me that you were violent with him.
He's lying to you. You better watch out, Snake.
Arthur Cohen loved being a photographer, but 3 years ago he was diagnosed with ALS. Now he can't walk or talk, but his unbounded optimism led him to a new passion.
Arthur always made pickles.
That's right, pickles. And it's making a difference, helping to raise money to find a cure.
When life hands you lemons, you make pickles.
Watch how Arthur and others like him go above and beyond. Anytime on ABC 7 NY. Sponsored by your Tri-State Ford dealers, TD Bank, and Benjamin Moore.
Were you in Lower Manhattan on 9/11 or in the months following the World Trade Center terrorist attacks? Did you live or work south of Canal Street in the months after 9/11? Were you a first responder or volunteer at Ground Zero? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you may be entitled to money damages. The federal government has established a fund for victims of 9/11, but time is running out. For information, call the lawyers at Parker Wakeman now. Just call. That's all. 1-800-JUST-CALL.
I love kiwis. I've always had that issue with the seeds getting under my denture. Super Polygrip Free, it creates a seal of the dentures in my mouth.
Just a few dabs is clinically proven to seal out more food particles. Try Super Polygrip Free.
New York State is on the move. Out with the old and in with the new. Toll booths are going out, and cashless tolling is coming in. It'll automatically read your Easy Pass or your license plate so you don't even have to slow down. An Easy Pass will save you up to 50%. Without it, you're going to get a bill in the mail and no discount. It's like throwing money out the window. So you can do this the hard way or the easy way.
Attention. If you are unhappy with your lawyer and were seriously injured, had or need surgery, or can't work, call 1-888-727-1010 for this free booklet on what to do. Are your phone calls not being returned? Can't speak with your lawyer? Don't know what's going on with your case and getting the runaround? Don't accept it. Get this free booklet on what you can do by calling 1-888-727-1010. That's 1-888-727-1010.
Well, the 14-year-old girl who fell from a ride at Six Flags Great Adventure in upstate New York is now out of the hospital. Officials say the girl left Albany Medical Center yesterday. The teenager, you may recall, slipped underneath the restraining bar while riding on the Sky Ride Saturday night. She dangled for a few minutes, as you saw in the video, before she fell into the arms of bystanders who were below. The park is closed while an investigation is completed.
Well, as bear sightings in our area continue, communities are reminded how dangerous bears can be after a series of attacks across the country. A young man who helped save his friend now speaking about their close call. ABC's Gio Benitez has the story.
33-year-old James Frederick is recovering in the hospital after a close and lightning-fast encounter with a mother grizzly bear.
We never saw her before she attacked. The first time I saw her was when she was attacking James.
Over the weekend, he and his friend Alex were riding bikes about 10 miles outside Anchorage, Alaska, when suddenly the bear attacked, knocking James off his moving bike. This is the aftermath, his blood seen right there on the ground.
This brown bear, this grizzly, crashed out of the bushes, charged James, who was behind me a few yards, and pulled him down off the bike.
Luckily, Alex carries bear spray.
I was able to spray her with the bear spray, and as soon as she tasted that, she ran back into the woods.
James is the 5th bear attack victim in Alaska in just over a week, but he was lucky. 2 others were killed, including a 16-year-old runner who got separated from his group, a large black bear attacking and killing him.
He apparently was able to establish cell phone contact with one of his brothers. He said there's a bear And from the sounds on the phone, it appeared that an attack was taking place right then.
Large black bears can weigh up to 600 pounds. The more rare brown grizzlies, even bigger, up to 700 pounds, and can run at speeds up to 30 miles per hour. And these attacks are very, very rare, but experts say that you just want to go ahead and take some precautions. Maybe if you have some food with you, triple bag it, keep that smell contained so you're not attracting any bear. And of course, go ahead and have that bear spray with you just in case. This is what helped save that man's life in Alaska. For Channel 7 Eyewitness News, Gio Benitez, ABC News.
Well, from bears to sharks now, and great white sharks. They have returned to the waters off the Northeast's most popular beaches, but biologists are now downplaying the risk to swimmers. Great whites have been spotted recently off of Cape Cod, Long Island, and the Jersey Shore. Biologists do warn against swimming or surfing near seals. That's because seals are shark food. But the chances of being killed by a shark are about 1 in 3.7 million. You have better odds of being killed by an asteroid. Not that we want to think about either. We have posted a link at ABC7NY so you can track the sharks along the shores, including the social media darling Mary Lee.
You had to go to the asteroid example.
You know, it's just, you got to put it in perspective. So you still go in the ocean.
No, I don't want to go
and
outside.
And not worry about it.
No, I don't want to go outside. All right. Mother-to-be uses an app to track her unborn fetus's development. Today, she describes how that app helps save that child's life.
We're at Kellogg's Diner in Brooklyn.
Let's get something to eat.
I love the relationship that you guys have. I mean, look at you. You guys are so fun.
I trust you guys for giving me the news straight.
When I travel, I actually miss you guys. It's like, where are my buds?
I think you guys connect together well, and it reminds me of my family.
It's just that feeling of warmth and love, and you guys have fun giving us the news.
Add some kick to your coffee.
Up and out, let's go.
With Eyewitness News this morning, only on Channel 7.
Ride, play, triumph. Join the Justice League. Battle the villains. Save the city. Get ready for Six Flags' new Justice League Battle for Metropolis 4D thrill ride. Go big. Go Six Flags.
Do you have bad credit? Is it a problem getting a car loan for any reason? We can help at Hudson Hyundai in Jersey City. No matter what your credit past, there can be a new car in your future at Hudson Hyundai. Tier 1 customers can drive home any new Hyundai, like a new 2017 Tucson, for just $58 down. That's right, $58 down delivers any brand new 2017 Tucson. This is the real deal. Get to Hudson Hyundai. Call 1-800-951-4290 for pre-approval right now.
Eligible for Medicare? That's a good thing. But it doesn't cover everything. Only about 80% of your Part B medical expenses. The rest is up to you. So consider an AARP Medicare Supplement Insurance Plan, insured by United Healthcare Insurance Company. Like any of these types of plans, they could save you in out-of-pocket medical costs. Call United Healthcare Insurance Company today to request a free decision guide. With these types of plans, you'll be able to visit any doctor or hospital that accepts Medicare patients. Join the millions who have already enrolled in the only Medicare supplement insurance plans endorsed by AARP and provided by United Healthcare Insurance Company, which has over 30 years of experience behind it. Apply for a Medicare supplement insurance plan anytime you want. So don't wait. Call United Healthcare now to request your free decision guide.
Cirque du Soleil invites you to immerse yourself in the world teeming with joy and amazement. OVO. Starting July 5th in Brooklyn and August 30th in Uniondale. Buy now and get the best prices at cirquedusoleil.com.
In the entire world, there is only one thrill capital. Six Flags, with one heart-pounding, scream-inducing coaster after another. Get the best savings of the summer. Save up to $26 with promo code COPE at sixflags.com.
Eyewitness News needs your help to protect our children. Have you seen Mawa? ABC7 and your Tri-State Ford dealers thank you for helping protect our children.
For joining us. Have a fantastic day.
Well, a new warning for all parents. A recent study by pediatrics show 83% of parents are making medicine dosing errors. And take a listen to this. The study also says 29% of parents have made a large error, giving children at least double the prescribed dose. Doctors say the solution is asking questions about the medication.
If you are a caregiver and you are giving a child medication, ask the pharmacist, the pediatrician, the healthcare provider, and you want to not just ask how much should I be giving and what does that look like, but what do I do if the child spits up the medication? It happens all the time.
Right. All the time. And doctors say it all depends on what the medication is and why kids are given a specific medication.
Well, Mom says a free app helps save her baby's life. The app tracks how often a fetus kicks inside the womb. Eyewitness News anchor Michelle Charlesworth has the family's incredible story.
For Emily and Jeremy Ecoff and 2-year-old Liam, life with their new baby Ruby is extra precious.
We have a healthy baby girl, and we could have had a burial instead.
Ruby is lucky to be alive, and her mom says that's largely thanks to an app. The free app called Count the Kicks aims to prevent stillborn deaths by helping moms record their baby's movements.
You can just tap the baby's footprint every time you feel a movement. A movement could be a kick, a roll, or a jab.
Used at the same time every day, the app tracks how long it takes to reach 10 kicks, helping mom learn what's normal for her baby.
And we also send calendar reminders and text reminders so that moms are reminded to do it once a day in the 3rd trimester.
It's just one of a growing number of apps helping parents through pregnancy and labor. For the Ecoffs, everything was going smoothly until one day last month.
Kicks were not happening as frequently as they usually did. And when she did move, it was really like soft, subtle, not like hard kicks like normal.
Emily knew because of the app that her baby normally kicked 10 times in under 10 minutes. So when she only logged 3 kicks in an hour, she rushed to the hospital.
All of a sudden, they came in and said, you're going to have an emergency C-section.
The umbilical cord had wrapped around the baby 3 times, limiting her movement. Doctors delivered Ruby just in the nick of time.
Not only has Ruby been saved, but potential generations have been saved.
She sleeps about 23 hours a day.
4 weeks later, Ruby is now home, healthy, and sleeping like a baby. Michelle Charlesworth, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
Isn't she darling?
Love the stretch.
Love the stretch, right? You gotta love that.
New parents have all these new tools to help them. It's great to see.
Yes, thankfully so. So, a little bit of everything for depending on where you are.
A little potpourri this afternoon.
Potpourri, exactly.
Yeah. And there could be some locally strong thunderstorms, mainly north of New York City. So definitely keep an eye to the sky. Keep an eye on your ABC7NY app. We'll let you know if any severe thunderstorm watches or warnings are issued. We head outside right now. Here's a look at the sky, which is mixed right now. We have some clouds. We have a little bit of sunshine as well. That temperature, 71. Call it mainly sunny at Central Park. That wind southwest around 5. Here are your headlines. A thunder shower in spots this afternoon. You know what that means. Not everyone's going to get one. A couple areas might get absolutely nothing. Best shot of a gusty thunderstorm with hail, though, is north of New York City. Delightful days shaping up for tomorrow and Thursday, followed by a big warm-up Friday into the weekend. Right as we head into July, appropriately enough, temperatures up around 90. 75 Morristown right now, 74 Belmar, 71 at Islip. So far, no severe thunderstorm watches in effect, but I would not be surprised if they put one up just north of New York City during the next couple of hours, because look at all this activity already developing off to the west. Just mainly showers right now, a little bit of lightning with this guy moving into western parts of Sullivan County. A couple of downpours developing northwestern parts of Orange, moving into Sussex County, New Jersey right now. And there's even more activity farther north and west with this piece of energy diving off to the east and southeast. This is the line that we really got to watch. Right now it's heading mainly in a direction that would put it in the mid-Hudson Valley by mid to late afternoon, and that's why the Severe Storms Prediction Center has a marginal risk of severe weather in that area. Here's our futurecast, high-resolution futurecast into the afternoon, showing the majority of the activity from New York City and points north. Could get a spotty shower, thunderstorm, any of which can be on the strong to severe side with potentially some small hail and gusty winds. Late in the week, the pattern is all about the heat and humidity returning. AccuWeather forecast, rest of the afternoon, a thunder shower in spots could be strong, especially north, 78, partly cloudy, comfortable tonight. We're down to about 62. It's pleasant tomorrow, the high getting up to 79. Here's your AccuWeather the 7-day forecast heading into the day on Thursday. A little bit warmer, but not that humid, 83, and then a lot warmer and more humid on Friday. Could be an afternoon thundershower, 88. We're talking 90 plus on Saturday. Hot, humid out there. Chance of a couple of thunderstorms on Sunday. Sunday's probably the more active half of the weekend. Clouds and sun Monday. And when Lee Goldberg comes back at 4 o'clock, we'll add Tuesday, which is July 4th, into the 7-day forecast.
Oh.
That's an
So
interest.
put all the pressure on him.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Really bailed on that one.
Cool, calm, peaceful day. All right. Thanks, Jeff.
All right, we'll be right back. But first, here's a look at what's coming up next on The Chew.
Hey, guys. Hope you're hungry because we're having a burger and shake spectacular.
I'm in the kitchen with the fabulous chef, Grace Ramirez.
And I'm teaming up with Mario to make fries and a chocolate shake that'll blow your mind.
Plus, Michael's making burgers 3 different ways.
And it's all coming up right after Eyewitness News here on Channel 7.
First at 4.
Following some breaking news right now.
There's a lightning right now.
We're following a developing story fast.
Looking at live pictures right now.
And always fresh.
New information.
For new details this afternoon.
Liz Joe.
Minutes ago, we got an update.
David Navarro
is investigating.
Lee Goldberg with your AccuWeather forecast.
There's some heavy rains.
New York's first choice. Channel 7 Eyewitness News. First at 4.
Hi, I'm Brian Gary. It's amazing how much there is to know about replacement windows. Today we're learning a lot, talking to Kyle Isaacs of Renewal by Anderson. First, let's talk about the materials your windows are made of. It's amazing engineering.
It really is. Anderson researched and developed our Fibrix composite material for 30 years. Because of that, Fibrix has the strength and beauty of a wood window without the maintenance of a wood window.
So Kyle, what about vinyl windows?
Some vinyl windows have been known to fail. When vinyl windows expand and contract, that's when you get drafts. Our Fibrix composite material is 2 times stronger than vinyl.
I have to say, I've seen a lot of windows, but nothing is as beautiful as your window.
Let me show you some before and after pictures. With this first window, what you see is, in essence, like 3 mini windows, and now we have 1 very large window. That allows you to get much more light into the home, and also it makes the home look beautiful. In this picture, by removing the window and putting in a patio door, we've completely changed the functionality of the home. And this is my absolute favorite. Here we have 2 windows that have been replaced with a beautiful box bay. We've completely transformed the home with this amazing product.
Kyle, with some home improvement contractors, there's that middleman to deal with. With you, there's no middleman.
Right, and that means if there ever is an issue, you're not chasing down the manufacturer or chasing down the installer. We are the manufacturer and we are the installer. So no matter what happens, we're going to take care of it.
I know you take a lot of pride in your installers.
We really do. Our installers are true craftsmen, and they are so skilled that many of our installations can be done in just 1 day.
That's great, Kyle. Thanks. For a very limited time, Renewal by Anderson has a special offer for local homeowners.
During our July 4th window sale, save 20% on windows and patio doors with no money down, no payments, and no interest for 1 year. And take an additional $250 off your whole project. The sale ends on July 7th. Call 1-800-334-4422.
It's time that we bring addiction out of the darkness and into the light. To everyone struggling in silence, addicts, family, friends, you are not alone. It's time we lift each other up. Reach out. Say something. Addiction is a disease. Don't suffer. Don't wait. Help is within reach. Call 844-REACH-NJ or go to reachnj.gov. The road to recovery starts now.
There's special energy in the air. 20,000. This week on Millionaire. Today at 2 on ABC 7.
Well, coming up later on Eyewitness News, new concerns about the safety of a popular weed killer. One state is adding its main ingredient to a list of chemicals that could cause cancer. We'll tell you what the maker says about the product. Plus, a baby who just couldn't wait will introduce you to the newborn who came into the world mid-flight.
Oh.
All of it starts today on Eyewitness News, first at 4.
Wow, but before we go this afternoon, we do want to return to the breaking news that we have been following, that subway train derailment in Harlem. We are learning that the emergency brake on the A train automatically engaged this morning near the 125th Street station in Manhattan. That caused the train to buck back and forth. 34 people were injured, but the injuries are described as non-life-threatening.
Hundreds of riders, though, were forced to walk on the dark tracks, smoke in those tracks right now, suspension on the A, the B, the C, and the D trains as a result of this derailment. Additionally, there are delays on the E, the F, and the M lines. Now, you can follow all the developments throughout the day at ABC7 ny.com, our app. And, of course, at 1 to 4, we will have a complete wrap-up of the latest developments in this story. That's going to do it for this edition of Eyewitness News. I'm David Navarro.
And I'm Liz Cho. Make sure you're back this afternoon for Eyewitness News, 1 at 4. We'll see you then.
If you're suffering with